Most tinned tomatoes in the UK are not as equal as you think. Today I will show you 7 brands to avoid and 3 better alternatives worth buying instead. Some of these are probably already in your kitchen right now. We are starting from the worst and working our way to the best. And number 1 is a brand almost everyone trusts but should not. Number 7. Tesco chopped tomatoes in tomato juice. Tesco, the biggest supermarket in the UK. Millions of people trust it every single week, so their own brand chopped tomatoes must be decent, right? Here is the reality. These tins sit at the legal minimum for tomato content. That means up to 40% of what is inside does not have to be tomato at all. Nearly half the tin consists of filler, juice, water. The Brix value, that is the measure of how rich and concentrated the tomatoes actually are, is consistently low on this product. What you get is watery, thin, and acidic straight out of the tin. And the tin itself, there is no confirmation that it is BPA-free anywhere on the packaging. The plastic inner lining is there, the acidic tomatoes are pressing against it every single day on that shelf. There is also zero information about where the tomatoes actually came from. EU mix on the label, that tells you nothing. It could mean anything. Tesco's own brand Italian tomato puree was named in the December 2024 BBC Panorama investigation, allegedly linked to forced labor supply chains in Xinjiang, China. Tesco did suspend supply afterwards, but questions about this chopped tomato line and the same supply chain remain publicly unanswered. Millions of families are putting this in their trolley every single week without a second thought. That is exactly what Tesco is counting on. That is number 7. The least bad on this list. It only gets worse from here, and number 2 is going to genuinely surprise you. Number 6. Asda chopped tomatoes. Same shelf, same price point, same promise, different supermarket, identical problems, and then some. Asda's own brand chopped tomatoes carry the same issues as Tesco. Low tomato concentration, no BPA-free confirmation, no clear country of origin beyond a vague EU mix label. But there is something specific to this product that sets it apart. Blind taste comparisons have flagged a noticeable metallic aftertaste. That is not a cooking problem. That is a product problem, and it points directly to the tin lining doing exactly what it should not. The tomato pieces break down into almost nothing in the pan. There is no body, no bite, no substance. So you compensate. You add tomato paste, you add a pinch of sugar, you simmer it down for an extra 20 minutes. That is the hidden cost nobody calculates. The cheap tin stops being cheap the moment you start fixing it. And because these tomatoes carry no organic certification, there is no restriction on the pesticides used during growing. And then there is the BBC investigation. Asda's own brand organic tomato puree was directly named. Lab testing allegedly found Chinese tomatoes linked to Xinjiang. Asda said they investigated internally and found no evidence. The product stayed on shelves, no withdrawal, no suspension, business as usual. A tin that tastes off, packaged in a lining they will not confirm, is safe. With supply chain questions they have not publicly resolved. You deserve to know what you are feeding your family. Asda clearly decided you do not need to. What is coming next wears a very different disguise. A heritage brand built entirely on a story that is not true. Number 5. Napolina chopped tomatoes. The name, the branding, Mount Vesuvius on the label. It is a compelling story. It is not real. Napolina is owned by Prince's Group plc, headquartered in Liverpool and packed for a Dutch company in Rotterdam. The Naples connection is marketing, nothing more. What is inside the tin is not fresh chopped tomatoes. It is concentrated tomato puree, reconstituted with water. That process strips freshness, aroma, and flavor before the tin is even sealed. The result tastes processed. The texture is uniform in the wrong way, stripped of anything that made it a real tomato. Consumer complaints about stalks and skins have surfaced repeatedly. For a brand charging a premium on heritage, that is a significant problem. But if Napolina trades on a false story, the next brand does not even bother with a good one. Number 4. Prince's chopped tomatoes. No heritage claims, no Italian imagery, just a tin on a shelf. Same concentrated and reconstituted process as Napolina. Tomato paste with water added back in, canned and shipped. High acidity, very little natural aroma. For any sauce where the tomato needs to carry the dish, pasta, shakshuka or soup, that acidity actively works against you. You compensate with sugar every single time. No organic certification, no pesticide transparency, no confirmation of what is inside that lining. Prince's is the same parent company as Napolina, different label, potentially the same production line, even less pretense of quality. The next product does not just fail on quality, it adds ingredients that have no business being in a tin of tomatoes at all. Number 3. Tesco Italian chopped tomatoes with herbs. This one looks like an upgrade. Italian tomatoes, added herbs, a little extra effort on the label. It isn't an upgrade, it's a problem dressed up as a feature. The moment a manufacturer adds herbs, salt and sugar to a tin tomato product, you've lost control of your cooking. You don't know how much salt is already in there before you've seasoned anything. You don't know how much sugar has been used to mask an acidic, low-quality base. And that's exactly what's happening here. The herbs and seasoning aren't additions to a great product, they're cover. A way to disguise a watery, low-brix tomato that couldn't stand on its own without help. You're not buying a better tomato, you're buying a worse one, with salt and dried herbs thrown in to distract you. A pure tin of tomatoes should contain tomatoes. That's it. And the audacity of charging more for it, positioning extra salt and dried herbs as an upgrade, is genuinely insulting. And if you thought adding unnecessary ingredients was bad, the next brand has a problem with what's surrounding the tomatoes entirely. Number 2. Mutti Polpa di Pomodoro. Tinned. This one is going to surprise people. Mutti has a strong reputation, and in some formats it deserves it. But the tinned polpa? There are real concerns, and Mutti's own packaging tells the story. The processing level on the polpa is higher than most people realize. Getting from whole tomato to that finely chopped, almost homogeneous texture requires significant industrial handling. Every additional step in that process affects the natural freshness and the nutritional integrity of the tomato. Then there is the tin lining. Mutti's tinned range does not confirm BPA-free packaging. BPA is a known endocrine disruptor. It interferes with hormone signaling in the body and has been linked to fertility problems and increased cancer risk. Acidity accelerates the leaching process, and developing bodies are significantly more vulnerable than adults. For health-conscious parents who specifically reach for Mutti, that is not a minor footnote. Here is what makes this particularly frustrating. Mutti makes a glass jar version of essentially the same product, same tomatoes, same brand, no metal lining, no BPA question whatsoever. The glass option exists. Mutti knows it exists. The tinned version stays on shelves anyway, but nothing on this list comes close to what is in the tin, sitting at number 1. Number 1. Heinz chopped tomatoes. And here we are. Number 1, the worst tinned tomato product you can buy in the UK right now. Heinz is one of the most recognized food brands on the planet, trusted in British kitchens for generations. So what makes this the worst? Start with the salt. Heinz chopped tomatoes contain significantly more sodium than pure tinned tomatoes should ever carry. The NHS recommends no more than 6 grams of salt per day, and this product quietly chips away at that limit before you have added anything yourself. High salt intake is directly linked to raised blood pressure and increased risk of stroke and heart disease. There is no BPA-free confirmation on the tin lining, and acidic contents sit against metal lining for months on a shelf. There is no organic line in their UK canned range, which means no restriction on pesticide use across their entire supply chain. You are getting salt, industrial processing, and produce grown under chemical conditions they have no incentive to disclose. And for all of that, the salt, the processing, the packaging risk, the zero transparency, you are getting a product that consistently underperforms in taste comparisons against genuinely clean alternatives. the most recognized name on this entire list, and the worst product on it. Brand trust and product quality are not the same thing. Heinz is the clearest proof of that. 7 brands, every single one falling short. But 3 of them got it right, and the first one might already be in your local supermarket. Number 3 on the safe list, Sainsbury's Italian chopped tomatoes. After everything on this list, the metallic linings, the reconstituted fillers, the hidden salt, this product does something refreshingly simple. It gets the basics right. Sainsbury's Italian chopped tomatoes come in a confirmed BPA-free tin. That alone puts it ahead of half the avoid list. The ingredient list is clean. Tomatoes, tomato juice, nothing added to mask a poor base. No salt, no sugar, no herbs covering up a product that could not stand on its own. The tomatoes are Italian grown with a reliable, traceable supply chain, a level of transparency that most own brand supermarket products simply do not offer. In blind taste comparisons, this product consistently outperforms rivals at the same price point. Fuller tomato flavor, better texture, less acidity straight from the tin. Sainsbury's Italian chopped tomatoes delivers that. BPA-free packaging, clean ingredients, Italian-grown tomatoes, honest labeling. Sainsbury's gets the basics right, the next pick goes even further. Number 2 on the safe list, Tesco Organic Italian Passata. Tesco's Organic Italian Passata comes in a carton packaging, no metal lining, and no BPA risk at all. The concern that runs through almost every product on today's avoid list simply does not apply here. The ingredients are organic. That means no synthetic pesticides and no chemical fertilizers used in growing. The tomatoes are sourced from Italy, and the organic certification provides a level of supply chain accountability that standard own-brand products rarely match. Passata style means it is smoother than chopped, ideal for soups, pizza bases, and any sauce where you want a silky, consistent texture without chunks. The flavor is noticeably cleaner and richer than anything on the avoid list. No metallic edge, no sharpness to compensate. It cooks down beautifully without needing tomato paste or sugar to rescue it. For families trying to reduce unnecessary chemical exposure without changing where they shop. This is one of the smartest, most accessible choices on the entire safe list. Tesco gets you close. But the best option on this entire list is not even a tin. Number 1 on the safe list, Buona Organic Passata di Pomodoro. This is it, the best option on this list. Turn the glass jar around, read the ingredients, organic tomatoes, sea salt, that's the entire list. 2 ingredients, nothing processed, nothing hidden, nothing to question. Glass jar, no metal lining, no BPA, no plastic contact with acidic contents whatsoever. The packaging concern that haunts almost every other product on today's list does not exist here. Certified organic. That means no synthetic pesticides, no chemical fertilizers, no industrial shortcuts in the growing process. These are tomatoes grown in the EU with genuine supply chain accountability behind every jar. Rich, deep, naturally sweet tomato taste straight from the jar. No metallic edge, no sharpness to fight against, nothing to fix, nothing to add, nothing to hide. Buona is available on Ocado, Amazon, and in independent health food stores. The ingredients, the packaging, the flavor, the transparency is exactly what every product on today's avoid list should have been and was not. 2 ingredients. Glass packaging. 0 compromises. That's what number 1 looks like. And honestly, the fact that something this clean, this simple, and this good exists, while the brands on the avoid list dominate supermarket shelves, should make you genuinely angry.